Here's the complete script in the format you requested. Gentlemen, let me ask you something. Have you noticed that your erections aren't as strong as they used to be? Maybe your feet feel colder than before. Maybe you get tired after a short walk. Maybe your energy isn't what it was 10 years ago. Most men assume these changes are simply part of aging. But what if they aren't? What if your body is quietly warning you that your blood flow is getting weaker? As a urologist, I've spent years helping men over 50 who came to my office concerned about erections, pros problems, and declining stamina. Many expected the issue to be limited to intimacy, but what often concerned me most was something much deeper: poor circulation. You see, every organ in your body depends on blood flow. Your heart, your brain, your muscles, your kidneys, and yes, your penis. Think of your circulatory system as a massive highway network. Blood carries oxygen and nutrients to every part of your body. When those highways are open and flowing smoothly, everything works as it should. But when those highways begin narrowing, becoming damaged, or clogged, the consequences can affect nearly every aspect of your health. The dangerous part is that blood flow problems rarely announce themselves loudly in the beginning. Instead, your body whispers. A weaker erection, cold feet, a little fatigue, a little less stamina, small changes that seem harmless. Yet those whispers can become serious health problems if ignored. Today, I'm going to share several warning signs that your circulation may be weakening. Some may surprise you. Others may already be happening without you realizing their significance. And stay with me until the end, because the final warning sign is the one most men dismiss as normal aging, when it may actually be the strongest clue that your body needs help. But here's what most men don't realize. The penis is often one of the first organs to reveal circulation problems. Gentlemen, if you have noticed weaker morning erections, less firmness, or difficulty maintaining an erection, don't immediately assume it's simply age. An erection is fundamentally a blood flow event. When a man becomes aroused, blood vessels relax and expand. Blood rushes into the tissues of the penis, creating firmness. Think of filling a balloon with water. When water flows freely, the balloon fills completely. When the flow is weak, the balloon never reaches its full potential. The same thing happens inside your body. One of the key players in this process is nitric oxide. Nitric oxide acts like a traffic officer for your blood vessels. It tells them to relax and open wider so blood can move efficiently. As men age, nitric oxide production often decreases. Blood vessels may also become stiffer and narrower. The result? Reduced circulation, reduced firmness, reduced performance. What many men don't know is that the arteries supplying the penis are smaller than the arteries supplying the heart. Imagine two garden hoses. One is wide, one is narrow. If debris begins building up inside both hoses, which one gets blocked first? The smaller one. That's why erection problems sometimes appear years before symptoms of cardiovascular disease. In many cases, erectile dysfunction acts like a check engine light. Your body is trying to get your attention. The good news is that circulation can often improve. Regular walking helps blood vessels stay flexible. Strength training supports healthy testosterone levels. Better sleep improves hormone production. Managing blood pressure and blood sugar protects artery health. Your body has an incredible ability to recover when given the right support. But erections aren't the only place where weak circulation leaves clues. In fact, the next warning sign often shows up much farther away from the heart, and many men completely ignore it. But here's what most men don't realize. Your hands and feet can tell you a great deal about what's happening inside your arteries. Gentlemen, if your feet or hands often feel cold even when everyone else feels comfortable, your circulation may be sending you a warning. Many men dismiss this sign. They blame the weather. They blame age. They put on thicker socks. But sometimes the real problem is reduced blood flow. Think about how your circulatory system works. Your heart sits at the center of the body, pumping blood outward through an enormous network of vessels. Your fingers and toes are among the furthest destinations. Imagine a town supplied by a water tower. The homes closest to the tower receive strong water pressure. The homes at the far end of the system receive weaker pressure whenever something interferes with the flow. Your hands and feet are similar. When circulation begins weakening, these distant areas often notice it first. You may feel cold. You may notice tingling. You may experience numbness. Some men describe it as wearing a tight boot even when their shoes fit perfectly. The reason is simple. Blood carries heat. When less blood reaches an area, less warmth arrives as well. Over time, poor circulation can reduce oxygen delivery to nerves and tissues. This is why some men begin noticing sensations that seem unusual or difficult to explain. The good news is that movement can make an enormous difference. Your muscles act like sections. Every time you walk, your leg muscles help push blood back toward the heart. This is one reason sitting for long periods can be so harmful. When you remain still for hours, circulation slows. That's why even short walks throughout the day can be powerful. Think of movement as turning on a cooling fan inside your body. Everything begins flowing more efficiently. But cold feet and cold hands aren't the only signs that blood isn't reaching where it needs to go. The next warning sign often appears when you're doing something as simple as walking. And many men mistakenly blame it on getting older. But here's what most men don't realize. Pain isn't always caused by aging muscles. Sometimes it's caused by starving muscles. Gentlemen, if your calves, thighs, or legs begin aching during a walk and improve when you stop and rest, your circulation may be struggling. This warning sign deserves attention. Your muscles require oxygen to function. Blood delivers that oxygen. When arteries become narrowed, less oxygen reaches working muscles. At first, everything seems fine. Then activity increases. The muscles demand more fuel, and suddenly discomfort appears. Imagine trying to run a powerful machine with a partially blocked fuel line. The machine still operates, but the harder it works, the more obvious the problem becomes. The same thing happens inside your legs. Many men describe a cramping sensation. Others describe heaviness. Some simply say their legs don't feel as strong as they used to. The key clue is that the discomfort improves with rest. Why? Because resting lowers the muscle's demand for oxygen. The reduced blood supply suddenly becomes sufficient again. This condition often develops gradually. That's why so many men ignore it. They assume they're simply out of shape. They assume age is catching up to them. Meanwhile, circulation continues declining. Fortunately, your body can respond remarkably well when circulation improves. Walking programs often help. Weight management helps. Controlling cholesterol helps. Stopping smoking can dramatically improve vascular health. The earlier these changes begin, the greater the potential benefit. But weak circulation doesn't just affect movement. The next sign often becomes visible every time you look at your skin, and it reveals something important about your body's ability to repair itself. But here's what most men don't realize. Healing is impossible without blood flow. Gentlemen, if cuts, bruises, or scrapes seem to take much longer to heal than they once did, poor circulation may be part of the reason. Think of blood as a repair crew. Whenever your body experiences damage, blood delivers oxygen, nutrients, hormones, and immune cells to the affected area. Without those resources, healing slows. Imagine a road crew trying to repair a bridge. If the roads leading to the bridge are damaged and congested, the workers arrive late and repairs take longer. That's exactly what happens when circulation weakens. Small wounds may linger. Bruises may take longer to disappear. Skin may appear thinner or less healthy. Many men simply assume this is aging. And while aging does influence healing, blood flow remains one of the biggest factors. Healthy circulation provides the materials needed for repair. Poor circulation limits those resources. This is particularly important for men with high blood sugar levels because elevated glucose can damage delicate blood vessels over time. The encouraging news is that improving circulation often improves healing as well. Better nutrition supports blood vessel function. Physical activity promotes blood flow. Managing chronic conditions protects the arteries that nourish tissues. Every positive step helps. But now we arrive at the warning sign that surprises nearly every patient I discuss it with, and most men never realize its true meaning until it's too late. Gentlemen, this final warning sign may be the most important of all, because unlike the others, it often feels completely normal. You simply assume you're getting older. You assume everyone feels this way. You assume it's unavoidable, and that's exactly why it's so dangerous. I'm talking about persistent fatigue and declining stamina. Most men never realize this until it's too late. They blame birthdays. They blame retirement. They blame stress. But what if your exhaustion isn't simply age? What if your circulation is quietly weakening? Think about what blood does. It carries oxygen to every cell in your body. Every organ depends on that oxygen. Every muscle depends on it. Every thought your brain produces depends on it. Now, imagine trying to power an entire house with a weakening electrical supply. The lights still work, but they're dimmer. The appliances still run, but they're slower. Everything functions, just not as well. That's exactly how reduced circulation can affect the body. You wake up tired. You lose energy faster. Activities that once felt easy suddenly feel difficult. You find yourself resting more often. You feel like something has changed, but you can't quite explain it. And here's the shocking part. Many men spend years accepting these symptoms as normal aging when their body has been signaling circulation problems all along. Most men never realize this until it's too late. The body whispers before it screams. That's why awareness matters. The earlier you recognize these warning signs, the greater your opportunity to act. And here's the message I want every man watching to remember. Your body is incredibly resilient. Your blood vessels can respond to healthier habits. Your circulation can improve. Your energy can improve. Your quality of life can improve. It's never too late. Your body can heal. Start with small steps. Walk more. Sit less. Sleep better. Eat foods that support heart health. Pay attention to the signals your body sends. And most importantly, don't ignore them. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing for more health information designed specifically for men over 50. And I'd like to hear from you. Which of these warning signs do you struggle with most? Let me know in the comments below. Take care of yourself, gentlemen. Your future self will thank you for it.